Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. A little late this week. I'm a little bit darker, but this light kind of shines more light on me. But South Padre was great, guys. It's beautiful. I'm a little more relaxed. So
I'm a little bit darker.
I'm a little bit. I mean, look, I gotta say, I was working from SPI, but I had a window right in front of me, wide open, with the view of the beach. It was nice to actually be looking at a computer, just look up and see water, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm in paradise. Okay, if I'm working remote, but that really did help my tan because I couldn't be out in the sun as much as I wanted to.
For what it's worth, still the lightest person in the room right now.
Thank you very much. Yes, proud of it. It's the light, I'm telling you. But anyway. I'm your host, JC. I'm your host, JC. I am joined this week by Tommy.
Darkest guy in the room.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I mean, he already said it. Now let's go to the mid-grade on the complexion in the room. We got Mike.
I'm Mike. I love wrestling, and like Cesaro on SmackDown, love always wins. Sometimes by disqualification, and then you get squashed and it breaks your heart, but you know what you're going to do.
I guess so.
I would love win by disqualification. Sorry, we have not started this show right at all.
This is what happens when you do. This is what happens when you do a show on a Friday night. That's basically what it is. As you can tell, normally we're not on our usual Tuesday, maybe sometimes Wednesday, very rarely Monday kind of thing. Tina and I and the family got back from a week in South Padre, but it seemed appropriate to do this on a Friday. No competes are done. We wanted to get the full window of what is going on. Live fans are back in attendance, and with a huge wrestling weekend, Slammiversary tomorrow, Money in the Bank on Sunday, it felt good to do this on a Friday night now that we have a full picture of everything going on, especially with all the news that seems to happen when we kind of take an extended time off. Namely, the obvious one being Bayley tearing her ACL in training. And, my God. Yes, Mike's wearing the shirt. First of all, I'm proud of the fact that she's staying in character. You know?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Now,
I mean, it was just for a tweet. I don't think she's like ding dong hello to the nurses while she's there, but
she might be if she knows the camera's on her. But I will say this. I think Roman Reigns said like in a Twitter interview that he carried WWE. No, bullshit. Because this whole time that this was going on, Bayley was carrying WWE. So, Namit, thanks for joining us. Yes, Ultimate X tomorrow. We're going to get right down to it. First of all, our Twitter account, at @CCG_WrestleCast. See that at the bottom of the screen right below Tommy. If you're not here watching this live, you can chat along with us. Today, we are going to be talking a little quick recap of Ring of Honor Best in the World, which if you don't know was last Sunday. A lot went on. This was their first pay-per-view back with fans. And then we're also going to preview Impact Slammiversary, their first pay-per-view with fans in attendance, and WWE Money in the Bank. Technically, they're second with fans in attendance, but the first one where they're kind of getting back into a road schedule.
Yeah.
They just had a sellout crowd in Houston for SmackDown. Pretty cool to see. So, a lot to get to now. I will note, like I said, I was away for a week. Didn't get to see Best in the World. Saw a lot of results. Saw a lot of highlights. I'm impressed by what was put together. Tommy, you got to see it. Huge Ring of Honor fan you are. Probably the biggest one here. And by that means probably the biggest critic. So.
Fair. That's a fair assessment.
How was it?
Maybe not the best match guesser, but you know.
Okay, you know what? I don't even want to begin to talk about the fact that you did better than me. I'm wounded.
Most people don't, but what are you going to do?
I feel like ROH personally betrayed me by the fact that you chose the matches better than I did. I feel like I was betrayed.
You know, Mike was the main event away from pulling a Tez and going perfect. If Roosh wins the title and retains.
If Roosh had won and he had gone perfect, I would have quit this show and I would never come back.
You know,
I absolutely would not be on this show anymore. And I don't care what you.
If he had not tried to take off the mask.
I don't care. I don't care. He still lost. Shut up.
Well, hey, I agree, but I mean.
Anyway, from when we last previewed the show to when it finally aired, it was a grand total of 11 matches, 2 on the pre-show, 9 on the main card. Tommy, that was a hell of a marathon. Did it feel like a long show?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think they broke it up enough to where it didn't. Here's one thing. Here's one reason why. One match like literally slid right into the next one. So Tony Deppen, who by now, if you don't know who he is, but you're not watching his matches, so you're saying how can he be that good? You're doing yourself a disservice. His match with Dragon Lee, any doubt you had left about this kid should definitely be put to bed. He put in the work in that match. But the thing is, after Dragon Lee beat him, Homicide and Chris Dickinson came out, right, to protect him from LFI, and out of nowhere, the Foundation's music hits, and they run to the ring, and we just start the fight without honor immediately. And that's kind of how the night went. It was like, I mean, well, not the whole night, but like they kept it going. Like it wasn't a whole lot of down. It was kind of like, you know, what we said about the New Japan shows, where instead of, you know, taking like another 15 minutes for a promo after a match, it just kind of goes right into the next one. That's what they did here. I think they knew the fans were in attendance, fans were waiting for them to come back, so let's just start off. But I do admit, I love the fact that the Briscoes kick things off. Like, it's kind of like, that's kind of typical. It's like, ROH show, who's the first people you're going to put on? The Briscoes. Who else? So...
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I haven't seen this. I do plan to watch it. How was EC3? And this was really his ROH debut pay-per-view wise. How did the crowd respond to him?
They responded to him really well. I think EC3's kind of whole control or, you know, write your own narrative has really gravitated with the fans. He was pretty over. Now, this isn't to say that Flip isn't over, because he is, but it's like the fans were like, I think, so happy to be back. They're supposed to boo him, but they were just so happy to be back. They cheered him as well. Yeah. But EC3 was the more over person, but Flip got some cheers too, despite the fact that he was a heel in the match. Now, I will say, I don't think it's over between the two of them, because Flip actually spit in EC3's face after the match was over. So Flip Gordon is not the nice guy trying to get over with the fans that he used to be. He has absolutely embraced his heel persona, and I like it, because it's like, I think that was the edge he might have been missing. Because now he has a title shot with Bandito next month, I believe. Yeah, and
next month is for Bandito's first title defense. Bandito, of course, beating Roosh for the championship. That was the one match Mike missed to going perfect. So that's going to be interesting as well. I can't freaking believe that Michael did an ROH show. Yeah, in all, we had 3 title changes. We had the television title change hands. Dragon Lee took that. Valance Unlimited defeated the Foundation for the ROH tag titles, and Bandito beat Roosh. I'm sorry.
And the first time Homicide won the tag titles in Ring of Honor. Like, only the time he had ever won was the world title, and now he's got the tag belts. I want him to win the TV and the pure title just because. This is purely me being a Homicide fanboy. I really don't. Oh, you got to watch it for one. There's a table spot where I think where him and Rhett Titus were on a table. I think he apologized for something to the table. After they landed the table, you hear Homicide yell, "My ribs! I hate you, Rat! I hate you!" I was like, "Yep, that's Homicide."
That sounds like Side. Yeah. So.
Real quick to brag on him a bit, Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions, they just absolutely outshined Dalton Castle and the other guys in their match. It was so cool to see, and the crowd was absolutely behind Shane Taylor. So people who say that they're not fans of his, I'm like, wow, you're starting to be in the minority of that, because more and more people are starting to gravitate to what he's doing. I think it's because if he doesn't have something, he does it himself. Like, I think he even made his own action figure recently or something like that. I was like, if he doesn't have something, he just does it. So it cracks me up. It's like, oh, they're not going to give it to me. I'll just do it myself.
This is kind of the interesting weekend. Obviously, Best in the World was the first show with fans. Slammiversary is going to be the first show with fans with Impact. We can say WrestleMania, but really Money in the Bank, a little smaller setting, is going to have a real, first time with fans in attendance. And as you've been saying that this whole thing, we know what fans are talking on social media, but you really don't know what fans are feeling until they're actually in the audience and responding. Yeah. Did you see a bit of that with Ring of Honor? Like, you mentioned EC3, but I mean, obviously they're cheering that he was there. Shane Taylor getting over. Were there some major reactions you were surprised to see given what you've seen on social media and what people are saying?
I do think Tony Deppen is actually another guy who I think is more over than what some wrestling Facebook groups will have you believe. Right. It was like, because I think they respect like the fact that he is such a, I won't say a known name, but he's such a newer name, but he's doing his best out there. I think the people who don't know who tried to say that they don't know who Bandito is either just blatantly ignore wrestling or just trying to be smartasses. But like, he was over as hell. Like when he got the 3 count, it was just like it was an explosion of, it was 2 reactions. It was super happy that he won and a disbelief that Roosh got pinned. So it was the 2 things. It was just an amazement that Bandito won the match, and it was an amazement that Roosh could possibly lose. Because I'll admit it, it's like sometimes Roosh does seem unbeatable. I will absolutely admit, it's like whenever he gets pinned in a match, it's almost like it didn't happen, like something went wrong. So
I'll admit that's why I pick Roosh. I think Michael's on the same lines. Like, I'm not picking against him until he loses, right? So
yeah. Plus, I was thinking that coming back and kind of being the first one, you kind of want to reestablish him for a bit. But hey, also shocking the world, going surprise works too. So
well. And to be fair, I think even in his loss, they kept him looking strong and Bandito looking like the clever luchador he's always been. Because, he the whole masturbate thing, like you said, and then Bandito just took it as a roll-up. So Roosh wasn't, like, dominated. And matter of fact, he hit the bull's horns really early in the match and didn't pin Bandito right away because he was toying with him. And that's kind of what, I think what led him to losing in the first place. But Roosh looked really great. It was like, I think one of the best things about the match is it's one of the best cases where even in a loss, he didn't lose in a way you're like saying, oh, Roosh is done. No, he lost the way we're like, oh, Roosh is now pissed and he's gonna do whatever it takes to get his title back. Oh, we've angered him. That wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, obviously, congrats to them though. I believe they might be the first time 2 Latinos main event at a Ring of Honor pay-per-view for the title. So
yeah, for sure.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
But I don't want to like just gloss over some other matches because Josh Woods and Silas Young was pretty brutal. They had they finally did the German suplex spot through a table. Like, how they tease it every match about
from the apron?
From the apron. They tease it every match. They actually did it. Like, they had 2 tables set up. They teased it forever, and you thought they were like, they're not going to do it. But Josh Woods actually grabbed and just threw him off. And I was like, oh my God, they actually did that spot. And oh my God, it's as ugly as we always knew it would be. But it was ugly in a beautiful, violent way. So, but it was great. But Jonathan Gresham and Mike Bennett, dude, pure wrestling matches, they got to be technically sound. Dude, that was textbook. And of course, it's Jonathan Gresham, so there's no surprise there. But Mike Bennett, man, was right there with him. It was really impressive to see him do like a highly technical match like that. And I love the promo beforehand because Mike Bennett said, "If I had $1 for every time someone said I don't deserve to be Ring of Honor, I'd be a very rich man." And I thought to myself, "Aren't you?"
Congrats to Ring of Honor, great pay-per-view. I do plan to see it hopefully this week. As for our pick results, Tommy and I went 5-2. Mike 6-1, as I mentioned, 1 away. So, do you recommend seeing it? We're gonna try and check it out. Tommy gives it the seal of approval. So
hold on, I'm still dealing with the fact that Mike went 6-1. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay. Yes, right. I highly recommend it. I think
I don't have 30+ years of wrestling knowledge to.
Anyway, my point that I'm trying to make is I think it's worth. I think you should absolutely, if you're a wrestling fan, you should watch it. If you're a Ring of Honor fan, it's a must see. For fans trying to get back into it, there are some matches that they probably wouldn't fully get because they're very storyline heavy with these matches. But at the same token, I think even new fans should check it out because. While you may be a little lost as to why some people are fighting each other or wrestling each other, you'll still get a good feel of what's happening. And also, I almost didn't mention this. Ian Riccaboni and Caprice are on commentary are freaking hilarious. They make so many random references. Someone shot the finger at the crowd, and Eric Abadi says, "Oh, he clearly thinks the fans are number one." Caprice goes, "That's not what that means." Eric Abadi goes, "It's not? No, that's not what that means." "Oh, what is it? Oh, that's all I ever heard it meant. What does it mean?" "I'll tell you off camera." And I was like, they're such dorks. I love these two guys. Yeah, it's a worthwhile show to watch. It's really good.
Awesome. Well, from that, we're going to move into Impact Slammiversary, the first of 2 shows happening this weekend.
Ooh.
And my God, it's going to be a lot. Wow. Impact has done a great job of building up their pay-per-views, and despite social media, and it's funny, I saw a tweet like, what the hell, Impact's still around? I really thought they were going to die. In the
I can't believe how people don't know that they're still a thing. It's like, dude, like,
okay, first of all,
know this?
That's a testament, though, to Impact. This is how it was when TNA started. It was slow. It was a build, and people, like, word spreads, and it got bigger and bigger, and people start to put eyes on it again. And you start to see that with Impact again, too. In a way, they kind of had to restart. You know, once Dixie finally sold the company, you know, in Anthem, once they got settled onto Access TV, a place that they own, and they're more consistent, and I think the Twitch channel has helped a lot, they're able to build storylines and get it better and get it more progressive. And I think
wait till Hogan shows back up.
No, but I honestly, in a weird way, what has kind of helped Impact as well is the fact that WWE has done some budget cutting over the last year and a half on April 15th of all days, which is becoming an annual thing. So, what?
You know what's funny? I just found like the year ago picture of everyone who was released last year who showed up at Slammiversary, and like Carl Anderson and Don Gallows who were flipping off the camera, and I think even Brett Myers, I think even Brian Myers had a shirt that said "I got fired."
Yeah. There's work, and I think that helped Impact more than anything. And they've been really smart with how they've done storylines. I think running everything out of Nashville has helped. So. For them to bring fans in this weekend is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And they've got a hell of a card put together.
I don't know if anyone's going to get booed the whole night. I don't think anyone has it in them to boo anyone that's good. Maybe Kenny Omega, that's about it. But I don't think
maybe W. Morrissey, just for the hell of it. You know, I mean,
no, maybe.
I don't think fans are going to like seeing him. But he's really going to have to play that heel roll up. That's just my only prediction, at least on him. As far as who else might get booed... God, that's tough.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
So, not to jump ahead on the picks, but maybe TJP, because apparently he's not showing up, if I read correctly.
Yeah, TJP. Yeah, it just
right?
came out of like about an hour or so ago. Like he wouldn't be there, and they didn't say why.
He's a part of it. Well, so I don't want to speculate, but he is apparently, if I remember correctly from the stories, kind of anti-vax, and I don't know if that has anything
so
to
if he
do
doesn't
with...
clear protocol, they might have to switch that up, basically. Is that what's going on?
I mean, he's been wrestling for a while, so I don't know why that would change, but something came up.
Something came up. Yeah. I don't know either. They just said he wouldn't be there. That's all I know.
Well, we'll see what they do with that. That's news to me. Actually,
but apparently Follow Boss still in it, so he'll have a mystery partner.
Yeah.
That's all they said. So.
Is that
Man, if it could be someone from RCW, that'd be hilarious. Luigi.
Oh my God! If someone like Rob, what if like Rob Love shows up, or something
awesome
like that? That'd be awesome and hilarious.
That could be fun. That could be fun. So, all right.
I would like to volunteer Mysterious Q for his partner because I'm a Mysterious Q mark. So, yeah. But you know.
Well, 8 matches are on the card. If you're new to watching the show here, first of all, thanks for watching. We do appreciate it. Live chat along with us. Make your predictions as we go match by match here. Let us know what you think is going to happen here. We'll start with Chris Sabin versus Moose. Interesting the way Sabin kind of looked on the positive end of things this past Thursday on Impact. But I'm going to start off here and say I think Moose is going to win. I don't think you really bury this guy. Granted, he just lost to Omega. Not necessarily clean and everything like that. But
I was thinking about his loss to Omega there was help.
Yeah, you've really built this guy up to be something, and it would suck that he loses a title shot and then you just nosedive with
Who do you think he is, Cesaro?
Well, yeah.
You got hot in here really fast in this room.
It is going to be an interesting match, interesting clash of styles here, but I'm going to go with Moose personally. Mike, where are you going on this one?
Yeah, and I'm pretty much going to echo your thoughts. I mean, like you said, they kept him somewhat strong with the Omega match by Omega needing help. I think clearly if, later in the show Sammy doesn't take the belt, that Moose is going to be in that picture for either having another chance to take it off Omega or challenging the first person who does. So I don't see any reason why you would start that now. Giving him losses.
All right, and Tom, what about you?
Go on, Moose. I feel like this is kind of like a kind of like an Impact original versus the Impact future champion kind of deal. Because Chris Sabin's won the world title before. Only reason I know that, only reason I bring that up so much because that's one of my favorite moments in all of TNA history. Because when he got that 1, 2, 3, my family thought I lost my mind because I was cheering so loud. But I think this is one of those matches where it's going to start either his rise back to the top. Because I fully see him getting another title shot later this year. I think they want to put the strap on him, but I don't know if they wanted to make it obvious like I thought they were going to and have him beat Omega. So.
Probably won't be until somebody gets the title off Omega, and then you're challenging for that too. So
yeah.
Next we have a mixed tag match. Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood have been the ire recently of Matt Cardona. Just won't leave the guy alone, and they're basically putting it on Matt to find a tag team partner. This is potentially somebody could be showing up that was released. Maybe potentially somebody that showed up in Ring of Honor. Just throwing it out there.
This is like Matt Hardy Lita Light, right? Because he used to date Tennille. Because Cardona used to date Tennille Dashwood.
It's true.
And now he's engaged to who we all think is apparently going to be the mystery partner. So
well, let's talk about it. Chelsea Green. First of all, she asked for and was granted an early release from her non-compete, and that's why she was able to show up in Ring of Honor for the announcement of that women's tournament. Which, by the way, I'm picking Roxy. I don't give a shit. I'm going Homer on this one. Let's go Roxy. Texas Pride. Let's do it. I'd be interested to see because when this was starting to get set, I was like, it's got to be Chelsea Green, right? This seems to make the most sense. And I see no problem. The way things are working out nowadays, it's like if you're not in WWE, you're working with everybody else in wrestling, it seems.
Kind of, yeah.
So I really do think the mystery partner is going to be Chelsea Green. And I think Cardona and, I'm saying quotes, Chelsea Green right now are going to win this match. And that's where I'm going with it, whoever the mystery partner is. But are you guys all thinking Chelsea Green, or do you think it could be somebody else?
I agree. Me too. I mean, I hate to say this. It'd almost be a disappointment if it's not.
Yeah, that's fair.
With all respect to anybody else who might be in there, it's because it's. I mean, and seriously, I was joking, but it's perfect. Cardona and Myers have been longtime friends. Yeah. He really did date Tennille Dashwood back when they were both in WWE. It's all connected. It would almost be kind of a disappointment.
I only laugh so hard because I never made that connection until you said it. And when you said it, it was like, oh my God, that's exactly what you said.
I saw a clip I saw a clip off of Twitter where I guess on the last show or yesterday, she came up behind Cardona and gave him a low blow. And I was just like, part of me was like, I wonder if she was like, yeah, you deserve that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how they ended. I'm just kind of joking around with it. But and then I was thinking about it. I was like they're all old friends. Well, I mean, him and Myers are really good friends, and they used to date. Chelsea Green is obviously, I know she, like you said, we signed with ROH, but it's all setting up perfectly, and to me it just makes sense. But
And I don't know, signed with ROH or signed with anyone right now after this Forbidden Door thing got kicked open is really kind of because Chris Dickinson is in 8 promotions right now. He's a champion in ROH. He shows up in New Japan all the time. This dude is like a marathon man. It's I don't think he goes home. He sleeps in his car and just drives to the next place. And I respect him for it. I'm not knocking that out. Even Homicide is still in NWA. So even signed with Ring of Honor right now is even they were kind of yeah, you're signed with us, but are you though?
You go get yours.
Go get your check somewhere. It's all.
We don't have a 90-day complete clause. So.
Yeah, what are those?
Wait,
what are those?
Wait, 30? Wait, 90? Oh, crap.
30, who cares?
Quick, someone check Buddy Murphy.
That was one of the best.
We'll get to that. That was so funny.
The best stories of all time. I love that.
Did y'all have flashbacks of like McMahon of the Stooges kind of thing? You know, just kind of the back office sort of thing.
Kind of, but yeah. Let's talk about that later because I would have. Yeah.
So we're all at this point saying Cardona and probably Chelsea Green at this to win this. You guys think they're going to win, or do you guys think?
I think they're going to win. Cardona and Chelsea Green. So Cardona and his mystery partner, who, come on.
Yeah. Let's see. The next one is like the last of the matches that does not have a title on the line. It's Eddie Edwards versus W. Morrissey. I'm gonna come out and say it. Morrissey, they're building him up to be this monster guy. I think the fans are gonna boo him for more reason than one. We know his history. We know some of the reputation he's carried a bit, but so far he's been good. You know, but we'll see how he reacts to some of the fan reactions. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as people expect it to be perfectly honest with you. But I do think Morrissey's going to win. I think the way they're building him up to be this monster guy, he's going to ride a win streak for a good while. So, are you guys in agreement too, or do y'all think Eddie Edwards might have a shot here? So,
I mean, it's close, but I think the one thing that stands out for me is he's 7 feet tall. And from what someone told me before, you can't teach that.
No.
So, I mean, no, I'm going Morrissey.
Tommy, same for you, I assume? Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I can see happening is if, like, he would win through shenanigans like a DQ or a surprise roll up. But I don't know. I think I'm with you. I think they're building him up because, like, I think with Morrissey is like you know, he's gotten himself, you know, cleaned up. You know, he's, you know, trying to make the most of these opportunities again. Like, you know, trying, you know, like I think he's one of the kind of like how we used to talk about Jeff Hardy. Like, I think he kind of knows what he did, and he's like, you know, that was dumb, and I want to do better. And I think the fact that he's taking that where he could have a sympathetic route and he's completely turning it on its head and saying some of your heroes are just as bad as me, they just won't say it, I thought was kind of genius. I was like, that was brilliant actually. So I think they'll kind of ride that momentum. So.
Now Knockouts Tag Team Championship, Fire and Flavor, the current champs, are defending against Havoc and Rosemary. Tommy, this is your alternate reality, multiverse, sacred timeline variant, ex-wife, if you will. Watch Loki if you're not sure what I'm talking about. What are you thinking on this one?
This one's really tough.
Wait, is it a Tommy variant? Because is it like a Loki and Sylvie? Wait, no.
I don't know.
Hey, first of all, just stop that right now, sir. Stop it right now. Is what you're gonna do. Stop right now. Anyway, no. I'm so torn with this one.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's like almost every time I bet on Fire and Flavor to lose, I was wrong. So that's why immediately first I was like, every time I said that they're gonna lose, I was wrong. And it's still my alternate ex-wife. So. Ride or die, Havoc and Rosemary. I'm just gonna go.
All right.
If this is the sword I fall on, it's the sword I fall on. So.
Well, I personally will not be following that sword. I'm going Fire and Flavor. And I'm not going to take Mike's thunder because I have a feeling him and I are on the same wavelength that we're going to see maybe potentially our first surprise debut.
I already considered this, but that's why I'm still sticking. I'm falling on my sword, like I said.
So, Mike, I'll take it away. I'll let you take it away here. Your prediction and what you think might happen after the match.
I am actually going to go with Tommy.
Okay.
And I think Havoc and Rosemary are going to win it because after the match, there's a possibility we could see the archetype / recognizables / inspirations. But I think even though they'll probably get cheered, I think they're going to bring them in as heels.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to.
I wouldn't be mad at that because they're so good at it.
Well, they are, but with a lot of these people showing up, you assume they're going to get cheered, and if people have paid attention to their social media and their podcast stuff, like it's kind of hard not to like them.
Yeah.
But I do think, like you said, like they were really good as heels. And hopefully the talk about the visas was just kind of to throw it off, and it's not really an issue. So I do hope we see them here.
I will say. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but I was just going to finish up. But I do think Havoc and Rosemary are going to win because, like you said, I don't have a good record betting against Fire and Flavor, but I might as well just write it out at this point. So.
I'm on the same lines, but I think Fire and Flavor are going to win, and then the is it the Emperor? What do they call themselves now? What's the trademark that they filed?
The Inspiration, I think.
Inspiration. Okay, I think they're going to be the ones to want to come in and challenge Fire and Flavor for the titles. You know.
Yeah.
I
was going to say they could still be cheered regardless. I mean, look at what happened when Tommy Inn / Malachi Black debuted. I mean, he debuted roundhouse kicking Arn Henderson and Cody and still got cheered out the freaking building. So
and let me throw this in as well, with all due respect to Fire and Flavor. The reactions of those two against a pair like Havoc and Rosemary could be like them reacting to Rosemary being Rosemary and Havoc just being intimidating could be gold.
Yeah.
Like just them two being, the way their personalities and the facial expressions they make and with their characters. Like if you remember when they were in the Hell in the Cell women's tag match, and were they in the pod or were Tamina and
Elimination Chamber. Oh yeah.
Sorry, Elimination Chamber. Thank you.
They were in the pod. And they were trying to keep the door closed. I think it was right.
It was Tamina and Nia Jax. And they were trying to keep the door closed. Yeah.
When they were introduced and everyone was coming out, I don't remember if the Iconics were already in the pod or it was Tamina and Nia. But that interaction with them, I could see something very similar with Havoc and Rosemary. Is what I'm getting at. I think that would be very entertaining for everybody. So
that'd be really good. Yeah. Definitely. Everyone's been talking about that. Seems to be the route people are thinking they're going to go. Although Tina still thinks there's a chance they show up at AEW instead, mostly because of the Sean Spears connection there. But I still think Impact. I think Impact does have established women's tag team division. Although NWA, I will say, has announced that they are going to have one as well, a women's tag team division. Yeah. Mickie James did announce that too. But if they're in Impact, I don't see any reason why they couldn't just work AEW anyway.
I was just gonna say again the Forbidden Door thing. They're signed with Impact. Yeah. Doesn't matter anymore. The only time I think it says you're signed with someone if it matters is WWE, and then you can't go anywhere else. If you're signed with Impact, you might as well say I can go to AEW and New Japan too. So
I agree.
All right, the other tag team championship, the Impact World Tag Team Championship, is on the line. This is a 4-way. Violent by Design against the Good Brothers, against Fallah and who knows at this point, against Rich Swann and Willie Mack. First of all, I'm going to pick this one first and say right now, arguably, of all the stables in pro wrestling, Violent by Design is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Great talent. Despite Eric Young's injury, he's still leading that group. They're dominant. They have the total package there as far as talent on their roster. And I'm not picking against him until I see him lose the titles at this point. I could see them holding on for a good while. So I'm sticking with Violent by Design to retain the titles. They'll find a way to win. They always seem to do it in these situations. So that's where I'm going with this one. Tommy, where are you going with this on the 4-way here?
Well. Before I pick, let me start by saying to be totally transparent, I wasn't gonna pick TJP and Fallah regardless. I was like, no offense to them. I don't have nothing against them, but I was like, there was no scenario I saw where they were winning this match.
No.
But honestly though, I think I'm gonna stick with Violent by Design as well. I think if anyone dethrones them, it can be Swann and Mack, but I see that happening in a one-on-one scenario. I think Violent by Design is kind of going strong right now, and if you're going to have any heels that triumph at this pay-per-view, I think it's going to be them.
All right, and Mike.
To be honest, and this statement's going to be kind of true for these next two matches. These multi-person, multi-team matches are amazing to watch and really hard to pick because, I could talk myself into pretty much any of them.
Good.
I mean, even You know, I know you were saying you were never going to pick TJP and Falabala, but I could see Impact going that way, kind of a surprise. I mean, not the highest of odds, but I could talk myself into anything. But because of that, I'm going to stick with the champions like you guys, because until they get beat, I'm probably just going to stick with them anyway. So
I don't. You know what helps me is the fact that they actually let Joe Doring pin Kojima. I didn't think they were going to let that happen, and I was like, that's a lot of faith to put in those guys because not say that Joe Doring hasn't proved himself because to me I'm like I said All Japan fan over here. I know he can carry himself like that, but to let the fans know he can do it by letting him pin Kojima is a big nod to him. Yeah. So I'm thinking, if they're going to do that, they're going to let them. If anything, they'll hold on to the tag titles.
For Kojima to agree to do that too. I mean, there's a lot more backstage on that. So you're borrowing a talent from a high-profile promotion. You got to agree for something, and that's pretty cool. So.
And nods to Kojima for definitely, saying, yeah, sure, yeah, Doring, it's all good.
All right, now probably the hardest one to pick the entire night. It is the Ultimate X match. Namid, if you're still on there, you were the first one to comment on our show today. You mentioned Ultimate X already. I've been waiting for this for a while. It seems like forever.
It's Ultimate X. It's my favorite match TNA ever created.
And you got Petey Williams in there for a little nostalgia, someone who's been in a few himself.
Yeah, and if you're watching Impact on Thursdays on Twitch, it seems like every time they get around the time where they're doing the Ultimate X, they always show an Ultimate X highlights. And including the one, Mike, that we saw at Victory Road in Houston that one year. Where
the World Cup?
Part of the World Cup, there was the World Cup, but the Ultimate X was Kazarian jumping off the top of the truss and hitting a leg drop. I forget who it was that was hanging from there. Onto the ring.
I think it was Daniels, I think he caught.
I think they were on opposite sides back then, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was Daniels, too, but just that, oh my God, that was insane. It was insane. No, because Daniels was Curryman at the time. It wasn't Christopher Daniels. It was somebody else.
Oh, I think you're right.
Okay, but it was someone else in that Ultimate X, and Kazarian did the jump and then leg drop. They just showed it this past Thursday, and I was like, wow. These moments we missed for a while, I'm glad a live crowd's going to see it. It's Josh Alexander, Peter Williams, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Rohit Raju. This is completely wide open. If you guys got to do a weird sort of coin flip thing to do it, go for it. But
no, I'll go first, and I'm just going to go with what I said the last one. Like, it's too hard to pick. I'm just going to stick with the champ until he gets beat. I'm going to go with Josh Alexander. I mean, obviously he's had an amazing run. They're obviously pushing him.
I keep saying, if you haven't seen his Iron Man match with TJP yet, it's a work of art of wrestling.
Yeah,
it really is.
And right now the only reason I would see that maybe they take it off him is then he gets into the actual world title picture, but like we've said before, with Impact, you always have that where eventually it comes around option C, because you can't do that anytime, right? It's only at the
Destination X,
right? Yeah. So I don't know when that is, but yeah, I'm going to stick with him until someone takes it, because this is too wide open. And again, nostalgia wise, I would love to see Petey Williams, but I just can't go with that. I'll go with Josh.
I think, I know Bound for Glory is in October, and I think Options Destination comes up either August or September, so that is coming
right before.
up. Yeah.
Unless they just let him use it for Bound for Glory, just because it's Bound for Glory, they could do that too.
Mm-hmm. Tommy, where are you going with this one?
I'm gonna go Chris Bay.
I knew it.
I'm gonna go Chris Bay. I was torn between him and Ace Austin because Madman Fulton is still a person that exists in real life. So so it's like But I'm gonna go Chris Bay because I feel like between all the stuff he's been working on with I think he's been doing music and everything lately. I think he's kind of like a Renaissance man right now, and they may want to get more eyes on him because I think he won it around this time last year.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Slammiversary, so Slammiversary, this might be his event, where he just wins stuff. And to me, to actually kind of go with Mike, to go with and against Mike's point, to me, this was this is the only way you could be Josh Alexander for that belt. It's this is the only way you can do it is if he has nothing to do with the decision whatsoever. Because if he has any way, shape, or form of making a difference, he will do it. So I feel like this is the only way you can get the belt off of him. Because
that's a good point.
That guy's a goer, man. Because it's like during the whole Iron Man match with him and TJP, it was like it was real. It was such good back and forth action. You believe TJP had a chance, but then Josh Alexander was just like this. The walking weapon is a good moniker for him because he lives up to it. So this is like to be the only match where he could have a chance of actually losing that belt. So.
Yeah, this is the match Alexander loses, I think, because if it's get down to something on the mat technical, that's all Alexander's game. But I think Alexander's going to lose, and whoever comes out of the world title picture, he's going to be getting the first shot at it.
He should.
That being said, I think, and this is, just where my head keeps going to this person, I don't know why, but I'm going to go with it, is Trey Miguel.
I like how both of y'all are in that same,
yeah.
Just you have that pick whenever these matches come up.
It feels like it. I'll be honest with you. It's between Trey Miguel or Chris Bay this time, and it was like God, it can be either one of these guys. But I think this would be really cool for Trey Miguel to show up and shell out and do something crazy.
Oh, confirm. Rohit Raju is going to be winning.
All right.
Look, you know what? But here's the thing: Raheem Raju is the best coward champion ever. So if he does win, I actually kind of won't care, and I'll be kind of like, that's actually kind of awesome because he's such a jerk ass that he's so good at being a jerk. And if he does win, there's no scenario he doesn't run away immediately. Like he doesn't even get his arm raised; he just runs out of the ring immediately.
All right, Knockouts Championship. Deonna Purrazzo, current champion, is going to be defending against who? We have no idea. It is a mystery opponent.
Did you see the contract signing that she had with Scott D'Amore?
Oh my God!
He said the nickname of like 5 different past champions and past wrestlers and then he ended with saying, "No way, Jose." And then Tommy Dreamer poked his head around the corner. By the way, we haven't signed that person yet. Good luck on Sunday, Deonna. And they cut and see, but how the camera cut tells me one thing happened immediately. She burst out laughing, so they had to refocus so she could pretend to be upset because the camera cut was like, "Oh, she fell out laughing." Yeah. She cracked up. There's no way she didn't crack up when he said that.
Props Tommy Dreamer, that's so good.
Tommy Dreamer's hilarious, man.
He is.
Look, I have no idea who the mystery opponent is. I don't know who they could potentially.
I've got an idea. I have a guess. I'm gonna throw out. I'm gonna go with Mickie James.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know she's involved with NWA, like you said, but again, that doesn't mean much. As far as, and honestly, and I know I'm thinking more towards people that were released. Who has a more iconic connection to TNA/Impact than Mickie James? I mean, I remember seeing something in the past couple of weeks where she had tried to talk to them about letting her do a version of the hardcore country gimmick, which was what really she spent a lot of time with in Impact, and WWE was like, yeah, maybe, whatever. So that's my throw out there. That being said, I still think Deonna's going to keep the belt. I think that's just another, I think if it's Mickie, she's going to do what the great veteran does and help continue to put over the rising talent. But I think it'll be a good match.
All right, Tommy, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm gonna this time I'm gonna follow Mike's logic. Is I'll believe she loses when I see it, so I'm going Deonna Purrazzo. So if I'm wrong on this one, then I was like, okay, fine, I'm finally wrong, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Do you have a guess on who the opponent's going to be though?
I actually don't. I really have no clue whatsoever. I was like, because this whole the past 2 weeks I've been thinking, well, who the hell could it be? And honestly, I don't have a guess. I legitimately I'm not even saying that to wait, but it could be no. I have no clue whatsoever.
JC, I want to hear what your thought is, and then if it's not what I'm thinking, I'm going to ask you about this.
First of all, whoever it is, I can't pick against Deonna Purrazzo until she loses. I really can't. But, and this is really out there, but a hopeful thinking, please, dear God, be Thunder Rosa. Please, dear God, be Thunder Rosa.
That would be sick.
And if it's Thunder Rosa, I'm going to be cheering for Thunder Rosa because I really would love for her to show up and win.
If it's Thunder Rosa, I might just do a backflip out of nowhere.
Speaking of someone who it doesn't really matter where you're signed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh my God!
I mean, technically she's NWA. I don't know when her contract expires or if it has.
I mean, I think
not.
that's where she's officially signed, but she's got merch in the AEW shop, like I said the other week.
Exactly.
And yeah, like so, I wouldn't see any problem with her. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, she has merch in their shop and had one of the best matches that their entire promotion's ever produced. So.
Yeah.
The only other person I could
never gets enough credit for winning it.
No,
he doesn't.
Never does.
I think because it qualified as a unsanctioned match is why Britt Baker was number one contender. I think that's why they did that. So
and I get it, but yeah.
The only other person I could potentially think it could be, if this is the talent share thing, is Hikaru Shida, just because she just recently lost the AEW title. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, she has one of the best T-shirts with the AEW Street Fighter cross promotion. It's only available for a week, but damn it, it's $38. It's my favorite Street Fighter. It's my favorite Street Fighter character, Cammy, fighting Hikaru Shida on a T-shirt. I'm like, God dang it! Why is it so expensive? I would love to have it though. It's a beautiful shirt, and go check it out on the AW shop. So, but I am officially going Deonna. Can't pick against her till she loses, but I really am hoping it's Thunder Rosa on the opposite that comes out of the curtain to challenge.
Okay, so you did go where I thought.
What?
And I'm going to ask you because it's a big twist.
Oh boy.
Do you think they would ever bring back Tessa?
Not this soon.
Okay.
Not this soon.
Could you imagine that though?
If Tessa's the opponent, Deanna's losing. I'm going to say that much. But
well, hold on.
I don't think. I think it's too
payment for coming.
No, I know you're saying. I know you're saying that because we see her training at Hybrid. We've seen the videos. She's putting stuff out there. But I think the way she seemed to just abandon the company.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And I would be shocked if they brought her back.
But WWE, and never say never, and we can heal old wounds with enough money. So
that's true, but Impact doesn't have that kind of money. And it's as small as they are right now. They have a wealth of talent available to them. It's like, hey, we did this without you, and you kind of abandoned us. It's gonna take time. Is my thing.
Yeah, because honestly, they recovered pretty well from that. Despite it, it was like even though that happened, their recovery from it was actually was like a masterstroke in storytelling. Yeah, and getting a new contenders, a new champion, bringing in like Eric Young, and then Violent by Design became a thing. So I think they recovered pretty well. I don't this is me saying I don't think they need her in order for it to actually.
I just think it would be like I gauge how much of a shock that would be for a Slammiversary.
I would pass out if she walked through the curtain.
It would be a shock, and I wouldn't be surprised if the fans booed her return.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
Because the hardcore Impact fans are pretty upset the way she handled the Impact exit.
I can't see a scenario where if she does come back, where the fans wouldn't because I think a lot of people took that pretty personally when she did that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that being said, though, if they ever brought her, if they got her to challenge Kenny Omega, if Kenny Omega retains, I'd be like, oh my God, you're really pulling heat. You really are. So, but no, I think it's going to be a while before Impact and then Tessa find a middle ground there. But at this point, I think she's headed. Once they're done firing people, I think she's headed to a NXT WWE type debut. To be honest with you, that's kind of the next step for her.
Whenever that'll be.
Yeah, we'll see when that is. So maybe 2022 at this point. And finally, Impact World Championship. Kenny Omega, the current title holder, is defending against Sami Callihan. Through hell or high water, Sami found a way to keep his title shot, even wherever the hell he was that he showed up. So Sami finally is getting a title shot. And this one's tough, but I know it's Slammiversary. I know it's a big pay-per-view, but it is not the pay-per-view in Impact. Kenny Omega may be booed out of the building with some of the Impact loyalists if they play this right, but he's keeping that title on his way out. And I don't think Kenny at this point is dropping it until we get to October, because that is the event for Impact. So it's going to be a hell of a match. I don't think it's going to be a clean finish because, all of AEW that's involved with Kenny is going to show up and probably get involved. So I think Omega is retaining and keeping the title out of here, but Sammy's going to put on a hell of a show and make him earn it. So that's my thoughts. Mike, what are yours?
I think that in AEW they are kicking off and getting on the road to the Hangman Omega. They're building towards that finally, very deliberately, and Kenny has his elite, and Hangman now has the Dark Order. I think Kenny's goons show up and at the match as well. I think the Dark Order shows up.
Ooh.
And I think they're going to cause a distraction. And I think Sammy's going to win the belt back for Impact.
Very nice.
So that Kenny can kind of get to focus on this Hangman storyline. Hangman's not going to be involved in the distraction. I think it's going to be solely Dark Order on his behalf, or not on his behalf, but doing it because they care about him. Because that seems to be part of the storyline, is they believe in him more than he's believing in himself.
Yeah.
So I think they'll come to try to counteract the Elite and distract him. And I think Sammy will pull the win, bring it back to Impact. And I know Bound for Glory in October is their big one, but he can still be involved even if he's not at the champion right now. But that's what I think may happen.
Okay. And Tommy, what about you?
Well, you're saying something big one, but see, to me, while Bound for Glory is their WrestleMania, I also like Slammiversary was either their Royal Rumble or SummerSlam. Like, you know, it's one of their bigger shows that big surprises do happen at.
Right. It's still big, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I am picking Sammy to win because I think this is a combination of a couple things. Dark Order showing up, that would be fun. I'm not sure, but that would be hilarious if they do. But I think this will kind of be like, Sammy's kind of a loyalist dude. The fact that he's been there so long, in a way, he was kind of done the most wrong by the whole Tessa thing. It's funny you brought that up because I was going to mention that at my point. I was like, to me, he kind of got the rawest end of that deal because she beat him for the belt. Yeah. And he had just won it from Brian Cage. Mm-hmm. So I think, if anything, he's going to be the hero of Impact for just that moment. Like, he's going to be a hero right up to that point. And then it's going to be right back to business right after he wins. Because Sammy is like the ultimate... He is the Magneto of Impact. Mm-hmm. He is absolutely everyone's villain until he's not. Until he is again.
It's true.
So yeah, I think he's gonna win it, but I think to me, in my head I kind of see him either working his way out of a one-winged angel or being either him or Hangman will be the first of two guys to actually kick out of it. And the only reason I say Sammy could kick out of it is because he's that crazy in the first place. Plus, you know, he got engaged to my alternate reality ex-wife the other day. So, you know, I'm not at all sad about that, by the way. I haven't been waiting a whole couple of weeks to bring that up and not cry about it. You know what? Because, you know, I'm happy for them. You know, no one is sad about that. Stop bringing it up, Mike!
I'm sorry, man. You know, this multiverse thing is just it's throwing everything off.
Like I said, no one's sad about it. No one looked at that no one solved the picture and cried for 20 minutes. No one did. I'm just saying I'm happy for them, and they should be happy. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I mean, I feel your pain, man. My alternate reality wife is having ACL surgery right now, so you know, and she's being really rude to the nurses. She's like, ding dong, hello, I need some more medicine.
Might really here's a question.
What?
But would you be sad if her and Cesaro actually get together?
Oh no, honestly, like, nah, I wouldn't. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
It'd be great. Cause, okay, I don't want to get out. Let's real quick. Could you imagine her being his mouthpiece?
Be great.
Face her villain. I don't care, but she has the charisma. He's got the wrestling. It would work well. That's all I'm saying.
It would work. Yeah.
Anyway. Burnsy, good to see you finally joining us. Let you know, we actually just wrapped up our discussion of Impact Slammiversary. So if you got some picks you want to make on that, go for it. Feel free to take a look at the card and let us know who you think is going to happen. Ultimate X especially, Knockouts Championship, World Championship. There's a lot. A lot of eyes are going to be on this pay-per-view, not just because it's Impact's first with fans, but this is the first major pay-per-view post non-compete expiration for
the 90-day ones. That
yeah, the 90-day ones that they actually got the fine print on correctly. And yeah.
I still can't believe that happened. That's so stupid. Okay.
I can just imagine Tommy Ann / Malachi Black saying, "Okay, I'm let go. Look at this contract. Okay, I ain't saying shit."
Like he's got a lawyer. Somebody's like, like he's got a lawyer, and he's like, "Hey, did you notice that it says 30 and not 90?" And they're like, "Whoa.
Like, wait, watch it. Like, wait.
No, don't tell them anything.
Yeah.
This contract. Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Should we tell no?
Yeah.
You say nothing.
Now we know why he was being so respectful of a WWE and and Vince. He was like, "Oh, don't have to say nothing. They're the best."
Can you imagine the phone call? They say, "How dare you? We're gonna sue you." No, you're not. Why not? Because I didn't break the contract. Yes, you did. You broke the crap.
The best part of it is that his wife debuted on WWE right before he showed up on Dynamite.
Yes.
That's the best part of it. So their names are out there.
That's just so weird.
And the loophole, by the way, of the whole Twitch thing is that she's not running her Twitch channel anymore. He is.
Yeah.
That's kind of the cool thing about it. So,
but the other thing that makes me laugh,
their lawyers are brilliant.
is it's almost like they switched, because even after he got released, people were like, "Oh, there's already talk of bringing him back to WWE." Mm-hmm. And then with the way Zelina Vega or Thea Trinidad left, people were like, "There's no way she's going back," and it's literally the opposite.
Yeah.
Imagine Vince's face when Tommy End showed up on AEW was kind of like that SpongeBob fish yelling chocolate, but just like saying, just angry, his eyes bulging out.
Yeah.
Them leaving his office, don't go in there.
Bernsey, as I like to say, you can't fix stupid. Yeah, but that was a fun moment for AEW and for wrestling fans.
You got that right, Bernsey.
Yeah. Well, let's get into Money in the Bank. I'd say this is one of my favorites every year. And
it is. It's like I said. I was wrong about last year's. The corporate one was
quite entertaining.
I fully admit to being wrong. I was wrong.
Never mind that they threw the Hispanic off the edge of the building, but that's another story. I still, whatever. I said, please don't jump the shark. And
who was that said? Someone said on one of the forums, like, "Oh yeah, I forgot they killed Rey Mysterio last year."
Yeah.
So what does that get you? That gets you on the pre-show this year on Money in the Bank. But the first one back with fans for anything full-time at this point. Obviously, aside from WrestleMania where they had fans back, this one is on the road. This is kind of where they're getting going again. They just had SmackDown in Houston sold out. Now they're headed to Fort Worth for a really big show. Easily part of the Big Five now. It's no longer Big Four, it's the Big Five, and this is that.
When we get to the second match listed, the first match of the show, there is a small error that I'll mention.
Oh, I know what it is. I forgot to adjust
okay.
that. I just realized that, so I'll have to pull that up. But before we get to that, let's talk about the pre-show. Right. SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Mysterio duo, as we'll call them, I guess. I don't know. Against the Usos. Okay, let me just say this. I'm not saying the guy is guilty of anything. You're innocent until proven guilty. But it is a problem with me. This guy, fine, got arrested, whatever, has embarrassed the company. It seems to be an annual pattern. And yet he's still on TV and his wife is barely used. That's all I want to say on it. But I guess punishment, you're on the pre-show, buddy.
Kermit drinking tea meme, anybody?
Sure. None of my business, though. Right? But
I'm like, it's just like I love the pause you had, because I was thinking to myself, are we gonna bring this up or not?
I mean, we're not. What was the rap battle line that he used on Xavier Woods' thing too?
Let's get all
like
Xavier Woods. Yeah.
Can we get into the rap battle with the Usos and the New Day and have Xavier Woods kind of throw it back at him in his face? Or something?
But didn't Cena make some comment toward them about you looked like your mugshots, and then one of them got arrested like a week later?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. You're right. He did.
That is so true. Right. That is very true. Yeah.
Right. I forgot all about that.
That being said, I got the Mysterios retaining. I think they're going to ride this out for a good while. I like seeing them as a tag team. it's already messed up that you didn't have them teaming up on Father's Day of all things. You can at least fix that and let them retain here at Money in the Bank. So I'm going with the Mysterios to retain on the pre-show. Mike, Tommy,
Agree.
y'all agree?
Yeah, me too, and partially because of what you just said. I think they would come under a lot of heat if not only does he stay on TV, but he literally becomes a tag champion again within a week or two. So, and then, like you said, everyone, when the Mysterios won the tag titles, were like, why did you not wait for crowds to have this moment? So, but yeah, I kind of agree. I think they'll have a little, moment where they get to take in the applause and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, this being the match that's supposed to hype the crowd up for the show, you kind of want the faces over too. That's why this is important. Now, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, so with all the hell with the changes that things have been made, I think they got a good one here put together. Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash are as a superhero. I forget what the acronym stands for.
Almost a superhero.
Almost a superhero. There we go. Liv Morgan replacing Carmella. Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina are the 8 participants in this match. This can go either way. Guys, any thoughts, any guesses, anything you...
I do have a thought. I do have a pick.
Yeah,
First thing, if I remember correctly, Asuka and Naomi got their chance to be in on a tag team match against Nia and Shayna, if I remember correctly, or something like that. I thought they had a match, and then the two got in. And then you go to SmackDown, and Sonya Deville, who is a authority figure to both shows, is just like, I'm going to name the women from SmackDown who are going to be in it, because obviously they only have like 3 women anyways, but I just thought that was really weird. That being said, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan, mainly because of the story they were telling with her, where she chose Carmella, first she chose Carmella, Liv got upset about that. She brought back Zelina Vega, chose her, Liv got upset about that, and then they were like, well, I actually was going to choose you because Carmella's getting the world title shot today, just now. So I'm going to go with Liv. I think it's a little bit of a dark horse, but I feel like they want to push her, and they're just kind of waiting for that right time, so this might be it.
Okay. Tommy, what about you?
Okay. I have a head and a heart pick for this one.
Okay.
My heart pick is absolutely Tamina. Because I just feel like of everyone who could have had a decent run as champion by now, she has not. For whatever reason, they I don't know, But of course, this is also part of my she's scary, that turns me on for some reason kind of thing. My head actually says Naomi. Kind of for the opposite reasons of the whole Jimmy thing. Is like, to me, it's like she's one of the people who like the fans kind of been gravitating towards lately and for a while. And they just, now that she's back, this is one way that they can, prop her up some more. Someone brought up the idea of her being heel once, and I was like thinking that actually could work if they did it right.
Yeah,
again,
it could.
WWE, if they did it right.
That's a good that's a good segue into Burns' comment from when we were talking about the whole Uso thing earlier. Don't take it out on his wife. Yeah, people that have been giving Naomi shit for what her husband's doing.
That's really weird.
There's something wrong with you. There really is something wrong with you.
I saw the original tweet because I was like wondering, I saw the original tweet and the logic was non-existent. It was like you don't remotely have a thought of how this works. Like,
hey guy, your racist is showing. Just might want to cover that up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't get how it remotely can be her fault that he. Like where make it make sense is like kind of my
racism, misogyny. Take a pick. They're probably all.
Yeah. You're right. I just don't get. Yeah.
Obviously, everyone seems to think I'm going to go Alexa Bliss, but I think with the storyline they're doing with Alexa right now, she doesn't need this. She seems.
I was thinking the same thing.
She seems to
be. Wait. Is she your heart pick or your head pick?
Oh, she's still my heart, but I'm just yeah. But I think she's just enjoying having fun, just messing with people, and we don't know where this is going to tie in. If the Fiend even does come back.
She's kind of a face too. It's weird.
Yeah,
She's teaming with the faces at least. So
I'm very interested to see how the fans respond to her. If they're going to really enjoy this gimmick. I mean, there's a lot of interesting. I think the fans are going to. First of all, I really think Mike. I'm going with Liv Morgan too.
Cool.
Because honestly, I think she's going to be the most over in the whole match. I think this is a crowd that fans. It's going to say this person has been so underappreciated. We're going to cheer our asses off to get her over because she damn well deserves it. You know. So,
yeah, and I'll be honest. I think our pick or Tommy's pick, I think both of them could fall into that category.
Yeah.
Because as much as you said there was a lot of online, or probably not a lot, like a small targeted group of people.
It was enough to make her deactivate her Twitter account, which is pretty messed up. Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of fans who feel the same about Naomi, that she's never, I mean, I know she's been champ before, but it wasn't a long reign, and they don't, it's like they let her and then she disappears for a while or gets thrown in a tag team. So I would be happy with either of our picks coming out with it, honestly.
I do think it's a little sad. Well, I mean, because like when it comes to, because what I'm about to say is like it's sad for the timing and the booking, because to me, someone the question was posed on Twitter, who carried WWE during the pandemic era, and I said without question Bayley and Asuka.
Yes.
You can't change my mind on that. That Bayley held it down for SmackDown and Asuka did it for Raw. I mean, no disrespect to anyone else who was working, because everyone was doing a great job with what they were given. But if you ask me the two who held it down, Bayley and Asuka. And, you know, Asuka's been in this really weird flux of terrible booking decisions lately. I won't say buried, because I won't say that's that strong word, because she's still on TV, she still gets paid, and she still is Asuka, and we know she's strong. But just really bad booking decisions lately.
Yeah.
And of course we don't know, Bayley got injured, which absolutely sucks for her. But it's just, to me, the two heroes who I think saved WWE during the pandemic era, I don't think are going to get the credit when the crowds are back now, because they deserve to be cheered for what they did during the pandemic, for how hard they worked. You know, I think Bayley, as good as wrestler she is, I think she's a much better talker and character person. And Asuka, you know, who can't really cut promos because she speaks Japanese, so it doesn't go with the English crowds as much, is the, you know, more known for her wrestling. And those two really held it down on their own shows.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that like they're both in this weird flux where Asuka's stuck in this weird booking decisions and Bayley can't be there at all. It just kind of sucks that we're getting fans back, and the two people who probably, I think, saved WWE when everyone was probably ready to write them off can't be there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, to the men's side here, Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and King Nakamura. I know, no Cesaro, who should be in this match. It's a freaking disappointment that he's not. I'm with you on that, Mike.
I don't know why.
I get it.
Yeah, go.
Mike, do you even want to pick anybody in this match?
Yeah, look. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to let their concept, because you know, I'm used to it. I knew it was coming anyways.
Yeah.
This is a really stacked one, but I think for me, and I know it's a popular choice with a lot of people, I want to see Big E take it.
Okay.
You know, looking at it, I mean, I'm not really into the Riddle or Randy Orton stuff. It's kind of, I don't know, and I think eventually it's going to get back to Riddle versus Orton again.
Isn't it always? I mean, is anyone convinced that at some point Orton won't turn on him? It's like, hasn't he even said it? Literally every partner I've turned on. Didn't he say that? I thought he did.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I think it's time to pull the trigger with Big E. You know, no reason for him to continue floundering oddly like he did after they broke up the New Day. Yeah. And so I just say go with it, get him there, and you know, we'll see who's champion at the end, but you know, probably going to be Reigns.
I will say my heart on this one is with Ricochet. I know it's not going to happen, but I would love Ricochet to win it. And by the way,
actually, that was where my heart was too.
Yeah, I don't have the magazine in front of me, but the latest Pro Wrestling Illustrated has an article. The best feud you haven't seen: Ricochet versus Ali. They had a series of matches on like Main Event, SmackDown, some other things that no one really seemed to watch because they're on like the smaller shows. But there's some of the best things that have been put together. And there's a whole article in Pro Wrestling Illustrated that just kind of breaks that whole feud down, how good it was. Ricochet deserves it, but we know how Vince probably won't book it that way. He's probably going to be over in this, but he's probably not going to win. But my heart is there for Ricochet. My head says Kevin Owens, and that's where I'm going. Is I think Kevin Owens winning the ladder or the briefcase and having some fun with that. Will he or won't he? Will he or won't we? I think that could be fun with Kevin Owens having that option. So that's where I'm going. Tommy, how about you?
Like I said, my heart's with Ricochet. My head, See, because I agree with you guys, and I'm probably wrong, but I don't know. Maybe they might do this. I'm probably 100% wrong, but it's okay. I lost to Mike when it came to Ring of Honor. I honestly don't care. Nothing matters anymore. There's no point to anything, and no choice I make remotely matters anymore.
I got one more pick to you. I'm kind of starting to get a little offended that you're so upset by this. Like, one more.
I mean, you got the main event right. I mean, so it's whatever. But, yeah.
That's the only reason he wasn't perfect.
But you picked that.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I'm so hurt by this. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't been a 30-year wrestling fan.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Anyway, I just want to see this, and I want to see, because he does get a pop. I would love to see if Nakamura won.
Okay.
That's what I'm going. Because honestly, for the love of God, I don't want to see him wrestle Baron Corbin again anymore this year. I do not want him to see him wrestle him anymore this year. Literally for the rest of 2021. Mm-hmm. No more rocking with Baron Corbin. He didn't wrestle Tanahashi this much, and they were in New Japan forever.
If he does win, does Rick Boogs have to announce the cash-in with his guitar? Because I'd be kind of okay with that.
I actually, in a perfect world, yes.
Yeah. By the way,
in a perfect world, when he comes out, like you just hear that guitar solo. And
I think someone did a cool Photoshop job of Corbin Fund Me. I think there's a promo that happened this Friday, so it looks Corbin's down.
No, there's a website. It
actually is a website. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yes. That's so funny.
But you know what? Here's what's funny. Baron Corbin is actually a really nice guy off camera. Oh, yeah. Like he's legit. So even if people do donate, I bet he's gonna give it to like a some.
Probably gonna go to a charity.
It's like that's one thing I hate about him sometimes. It's like damn it, you're actually because like there was some kid who had like. He's like in a wheelchair or something like that, and he said he would love to go to a show, and he said but he can't but the wheelchair. And Baron Corbin saw him on Twitter and said, "Let me know when I'm in your city. I'll get you to the show." Mm-hmm. So I was like, "Damn it! Why are you actually a good person?" I can't stand you.
But what was funny about his promo was it wasn't like I thought they were gonna lean into like he's out on his luck, like kind of turn him face, but in his promo he was like, "I'm trying to raise $100,000. My kids have to eat mac and cheese instead of Kobe beef or something. I had to fire all my servants or like my help." So it was still a little heelish. He's like, "I only need $100,000 to get back on my feet." So yeah. I was like, I was kind of hoping they would do it, but they might. But yeah,
it's still fun.
I do love it because I do love it because that kind of promo just makes you think. If you need, what are they paying you then? If you need that much, what is?
Burnsy, by the way, says, "Don't forget about Pat dancing." LOL. So.
Oh yes.
Yes. Definitely.
One week on top of Michael Cole, which was really weird. But...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Real quick. Pat McAfee on commentary is also the thing that actually makes me want to watch SmackDown. I can't lie. It's like, you know what? I'm in this weird place WWE, but Pat McAfee is slowly winning me back to their side. Yeah. So they better thank that man because he's helping me believe in them again.
They hit gold with McAfee, definitely. So he's so good.
It's like he should have been there all along. I'm just glad he got there when he did because dude's great.
Yeah.
Raw Tag Team Championship, AJ Styles and Osmosis defending against the Viking Raiders. First of all, they're returning Eric and Ivar, Ray Rowan Hansen as we know him. I'm going with the Viking Raiders because it seems like everyone's forgotten that AJ and Osmosis are a tag team. And they're actually our tag team champions.
Did they defend them once officially since
I don't think so, actually.
I think they have...
Maybe once, right? Maybe?
I can't...
When?
I think they defeated them against the New Day.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure.
Question mark? The New Day?
There might have been a rematch. Well...
Yeah,
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, Viking Raiders. They're returning from injury. Fans are there. There is people. I mean, people in the fans are going to know there's some Texas ties, especially with Ray Rose. So I'm going with Viking Raiders.
I'm going Viking Raiders too. But hasn't didn't Ray Rose face AJ at ROH when they were still like not? They were both like.
You're asking us?
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guys.
Come on, Tommy. You are asking us.
Hold on, wait. I gotta look this up now because now.
While he looks that up, Mike, what's your pick?
Despite the fact of everything we just said, I actually think they're going to keep him on AJ and Omos for a while.
Okay.
I already see your point. Like you have the extra split. I already can see why you would say that.
I mean, I'm a Cesaro fan, so I clearly don't have any faith in the WWE. So.
Yeah. That's kind of the way it is, right? So
I mean, you know who's coming back Monday. So, like I said, I don't have any faith.
Oh, I forgot about that until you said it.
Way to bring it down.
Well, they need ratings,
wanted to bring
right?
the mood down.
They need ratings, right? So
I forgot all about that until you said it.
Because Raw has had historically low ratings, like the lowest all time in the whole history of the series. Believe it or not.
Well, so. Maybe if you stopped making 6'6" ass kicker Drew McIntyre tell English Scottish history lessons as his promo.
What the hell is the point of that?
How about you just go back to hey, I'm going to kick your head off. See you in the ring, because I don't know what the Braveheart recap was about. But.
Look, and as a history major in college, I'm okay with that personally, but I don't think everybody else is. So I don't
think the majority of fans are.
Tommy, I know you're still researching, but are you taking the Viking Raiders or Styles and Osmosis? Yeah, you are? Okay. Cool.
Viking Raiders. Oh, but apparently AJ has faced them when they were War Machine in ROH. I was right. Mm-hmm. And once in an 8-man tag, which War Machine was part of, and they won this 10-man tag. And a tag team match where AJ replaced Nick Jackson because I think he was injured or sick that day. But him and Matt Jackson defeated War Machine. So.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, remember when they were the Viking Experience?
Can we not? Okay, you already reminded me about Goldberg, and you brought that down.
I'm just, we're just bringing it all down.
I get it. You're sad about Cesaro. We're not all trying to be sad on this.
You're not wrong. And Cesaro and Bayley being out, it's a twofer.
Sucks.
You know what? Actually, you're right. Hold on. I forgot. That's fair. We can all be sad today. That's
literally my fanfic ship is just one's out and one's pretty much being written out.
Sad day.
Your headcanon could be that they're hanging out together.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, headcanon has saved me from things I don't like in my show so many times.
Burnsy about all that, as they say on ESPN Monday Night Countdown. Come on, man. Yeah. Definitely. Insert the drip there. All right. Raw Women's Championship, once again, because it seems there's nobody else on Raw that can challenge Rhea Ripley. It's Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair.
Real quick, just so I can get this out of my system.
Go for it.
Sweet Heavenly Father, the baby Jesus, why are we doing this again? Okay.
And why is there no stipulation on this one? That's what bothers. That's what I'm. Okay, I don't mind doing it again, but the way the last one finished with the whole thing, why is there no stipulation on this one? Something to kind of season it up a bit, especially since you just lost an I Quit match on the SmackDown side of things. You could have changed this thing around, made this an I Quit match. Just a thought. But I'm sticking with Rhea. I'm gonna pick it. Please, dear God, don't put the damn thing on Charlotte. I know it's WWE. And I know fans are going to shit all over that if that does happen, but I'm going with Rhea Ripley. Mike, you already have that look in your eyes like you're lost faith.
You know what? Picks and scores be danged. I just can't do it. And again, nothing personally toward the actual person who plays Charlotte Flair. But I just can't, so I got to go Rhea Ripley.
All right.
But I love how in Mike's world this is like the worst case scenario. Bayley's not on the show, Cesaro's not on the show, Charlotte could win. This is like this is his actual worst case scenario of wrestling.
No, it could get worse.
There's a few other things we could throw in there.
You know,
Monday,
and then there's the potential for someone showing up and then just stealing the briefcase like that's happened before.
Yeah. Hey,
Lesnar,
you know Goldberg. How we applauded?
You know how
we applauded Goldberg versus Lesnar the last match they had because it was short and quick and to the point.
Yeah.
What if they threw in Lesnar versus Goldberg Iron Man match? That could be worse.
They have to be for 5 minutes. That's all they can go.
I was gonna say. First of all, neither guy would sign that contract.
You know what?
No. It'd be a lot.
Say that out loud. That would be amazing. Because I want to see how they're going to spend the hour.
A lot of rest holds. That's how they'd spend the hour.
Actually, now, once you said that actually would be amazing.
Paul Heyman just like breaking out 20-minute promos in the middle of the match to like distract and waste time.
Yeah. Well, while they go for the extended double down, basically, that's really what it's going to be.
All right, let's go.
Tommy, where are you going with Ripley and Charlotte?
Ripley.
Okay.
Because for the love of God, please. And now you made it worse too, because now that you said that, why wasn't there a stipulation? Damn it! I was already annoyed this was happening again, and you made it worse because now I realize, wait, there should have been one.
No DQ something, like last woman standing something, you know? I mean, spice it up a bit. Or we're just doing a singles match all over again. What's the point?
An announcer's table match.
Yeah.
You have to put your opponent through.
I'm starting to be convinced that Vince actually hates us, despite evidence to the contrary.
Throw your opponent through the plexiglass surrounding the ring. I have no idea.
He hates us. He only loves our money. So I mean,
that's pretty much it, you know. So
actually, that probably has a kernel of truth to it.
All right, and I know this match will probably go on last on the show, but I refuse to put it last on my agenda. Universal Championship, Roman Reigns against Edge, because I don't think this championship has had more prestige than the WWE Championship, given the history.
That's fair.
Personal thoughts. But Reigns against Edge. Is anybody even going with Edge on this one?
No, I'm not.
Mike?
No. If you were gonna do it, it would have been at WrestleMania.
Or SummerSlam. If this was having at SummerSlam, I would.
No, but I mean, since he was in the triple threat and it was closer to the anniversary, No, Reigns.
Reigns for me too. I'm really not sure why Edge is in this one.
I think I know.
Okay.
I think I honestly know. I think honestly it's just to get the fans to watch it. I think honestly this is purely the people to get the Peacock subscription match. Like I think casual fans think Edge will win. You know, casual WWE fans think Edge will win. And that's fine. You know, and there's nothing wrong with thinking that, because I was once a casual fan and I would have said Edge once upon a time. But being the marks that we are, to me this is all a nostalgia. Edge will be like have a great showing and he'll put over Roman type thing. Which I will give Vince his credit here. I don't disagree. I don't think this is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. It's just money. No matter how long he's been gone, the second his music hits, whenever you hear "You Think You Know Me" and the people cheer, that's an immediate $5,000.
I was just gonna say, the response he got on SmackDown was probably the biggest of the night. Yeah, it really was.
But the crowd reaction was insane.
Yeah,
I was like, good Lord, that was the right call to have him on there when they had fans back.
Yep. Finally, WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley against Kofi Kingston. Look, I know they've done this. Xavier Woods getting the pinfall over Lashley.
That was hilarious.
His post-match promo where he's like calling Usher at the other side of that Confessions music video. I don't know if you guys have seen that video edit that he did.
Yes, I did. That was
Tommy,
great.
Did you see it? Tell me you saw it.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Oh
no.
my God. I'm sending you the tweet after this. It was so damn hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, he had, I mean, just the
perfect
thought process to have that planned out was just amazing.
I'll have to send it to you, Tommy, but as great as that was, I got Lashley winning, only because I think this is going to set up what we think is going to be Lesnar, maybe Goldberg against Lashley at SummerSlam for the title. We would think Lashley's going to win, but I know that you want to see Kofi get it, but I think Lashley needs a good run. So, either way, it is two black wrestlers fighting for the WWE Championship at a big pay-per-view.
That is my one solace in this match, is that I'm getting to see that's happening, and I'm thrilled with that. But yeah, I'm going Lashley as well. I would love to see Kofi win it again, just one more time before he calls it quits with his career. And honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I would love to see all of the New Day held the World Championship at least once, because what did they say after his match with Riddle? Xavier Woods proved he can wrestle too. He's not just the comedy act of the a whole New Day is a comedy act. But he can wrestle too, and I would love to see all of them at least once win it, and I'd love to see Kofi love to see him win it again. But I think this is still Lashley's time. So yeah.
Mike, same for you. You agreeing with us, or you going the other way?
I would love to see Kofi win it too. It could be an interesting story. I don't know if y'all saw Raw, but after he got pinned, Lashley left and then came back, and he kind of got after MVP, saying that they were right. You distracted me with these women's and all this, the fancy stuff, the VIP stuff, and it would almost be an interesting story if MVP cost him and something came out of that. But you're right. I mean, I think Lashley, they won him with the belt going into SummerSlam. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, that is Money in the Bank. Let us know your picks if you didn't follow along with us. Who you think is going to be, who's taking the briefcases home. And that'll be kind of fun to watch. So, wrestling news, we talked about it. The biggest one is Malachi Black debuting in AEW. And I got to say, I love the fact that he was wearing a black suit, Cody wearing a white suit on Dynamite. The first Dynamite, more or less, out of the state of Florida was this past Wednesday in Cedar Park. Great crowd reaction. We knew a few people I saw a few people, friends of mine that actually went to the show.
Yeah, I knew so many people who were there. Like,
yeah.
Hell, I know people who were wrestling on the show. So.
Pretty awesome to see. I like that AEW's, first of all, the fact that AEW and WWE, first time we're getting out on the road, we're going to Texas. Thank you.
Well, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, it's good, but it's also because we have some of the least stringent COVID rules left. But,
yeah, that's true.
But honestly, we do. But honestly, like, even if it weren't for that, I still think they would have come here first because they have found some of the most passionate fans in Texas. And honestly, through the pandemic era, half of their dark matches were for people from Texas. A lot of them probably being phone calls from Thunder Rosa saying, "Hey, come to Florida real quick." So
pretty much. I also wanted to say with Bayley, we know she's out 9 months. She's gone through the surgery for her torn ACL. I'm pretty sure she's going to be making some appearances either through videos. Showing her recovery, blaming the fans for her status.
I hope it's our fault.
It's almost unfortunate now that they're back on the road because if they were still at Thunderdome, she could basically be a Miz.
Yeah.
And just kind of show up, and then because when people first start saying, "Oh, well, she'll do that," but it's probably going to be a little harder for her to travel. She's obviously going to need to get into rehab, and so hopefully some videos, maybe some appearances at bigger shows. A couple times, but
especially when they come to Texas. Yeah.
I think when this is all said and done, WWE is going to basically pull what they did with Becky originally. They're going to try to bring her back or make her heel, and the fans are going to be like, "No, we're cheering Bayley no matter what." So
the only way that doesn't happen is she keeps the heel persona going online and making promos and things like that, and keeps that going.
They're going to.
I know it sucks.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm kind of with Mike on this one. I feel like it won't matter. Like the second she comes back, I feel like it won't matter.
She could go to Seattle and make fun of no basketball team, and she would still get cheered at this point. So.
She touches the Seahawks, they'll boo her. That's.
Fair enough.
No, not even that. Untouchable.
I feel like you know how I've always said like this is where I love factions where they keep even the one person like they're injured. I feel like Bayley's one of the few wrestlers who's transcended that and they don't need it. Like this is like it's like one of the times where I'm like that like she's the exception to that rule I have. It's like you need a faction helps keep a wrestler. Bayley's the exception to that rule. She can be gone 9 months, but the second she comes back, won't make a damn bit of difference.
Why do you say 9 months? Oh, never mind. Sorry, that was in the group chat. We'll move on.
Yeah. But real quick, I love about when AEW was in Austin. So I saw a lot of people online saying, "Why did Ricky Starks get cheered so much?" And I had to break it down for them. I was like, because he was a mainstay in this area for a long time.
Yes,
he could have come out there. He could have come out there and punted a baby across the arena. He still would have been cheered out of the building.
So props to him for winning the FTW championship, by the way. But you get that too. So.
Yeah, so I was like, it's no disrespect to Brian Cage, but it's Ricky Starks in Austin. The only way he wasn't gonna get cheered is not at all. So
If he wasn't there.
The biggest response,
actually,
the biggest response on social media after that show was Darby Allin. The way he ended that show, not only putting Ethan Page in the coffin, winning the match to say, screw it, I'm going to coffin drop onto a coffin with Page in it.
So
the fans went nuts, and everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, so I was at my parents' house when I was to watch it because I couldn't make it to the show itself. So I was at my parents' house watching it, and when he did that, I fell out laughing. Mm-hmm. Like my parents was like, "What happened?" I told them, I was like, "Why did you find that funny?" Because like that was such a Darby Allin thing to do. Mm-hmm. That absolutely was something he was gonna do. He's like, you know what? Screw it. The match isn't over until I say it's over. He pulls himself out. Okay, it's over now.
I was happy to see the response on social media. It's like that. He was already a star. Now he's a bigger one. People are starting to take notice. So, and that was just Fyter Fest night 1. You know.
And this once again dispels that completely incorrect saying of AEW only pushes former WWE talent. JF, Darby Allin, Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander.
I mean, Tommy, you just got to stop reading those people because it's no different than political people who say clearly false things just to rile it up. Like it's, I mean, they don't like AEW and they just aren't going to give it credit. So it's not even worth it. AEW has overall done a really great job of mixing it up. Yes, they bring in talent because they're smart. They understand people know these wrestlers and they still have something to give. Mm-hmm. It's not like they brought someone in and just sent them home to, sit on the couch and collect a check like WWE does sometimes. So
if they're going to sign you, they're going to use you. They're going to bring some format, they're going to invest in you. So with that, I think it's a good time to move into our 1-minute warning segment here. If you're new to the show, this is kind of the chance for us to take a minute each and talk about whatever we want to talk about. So, and there's a lot that's gone on over the last, it seems like 2 weeks now because we went from Monday to the following Friday to talk here. So, Mike, do you have something this week?
Of course I do.
All right. Whenever you are ready, sir. 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, guys. So for the legal YouTube things that I can't do, I'm going to need a little bit of help with this. What I need you to do is go to Spotify, Amazon Music, whatever you use to find it, and I need you to look up Good Riddance by Green Day. And now I just need you to imagine all the highlights of Bayley from the pandemic era playing with Good Riddance by Green Day over there. Obviously, I can't sing it or we can't play it, but that is what my 1 minute, whatever the song is, like 2.5 minute one, that's what it is. Because as we've said, she was the MVP. She carried WWE when there was no fans. Her character growth was amazing. So just enjoy all these moments in your head that you see from the pandemic while Green Day acoustically reminds you about all the good times and when you used to have different colored hair and things like that. So just let that play in your head for a bit.
Good, and make sure you have the video. And my wife has seen this in concert of Billy Joe Armstrong.
Oh no, we're watching Bayley.
I know we're watching Bayley, but just imagine him standing on stage by himself, the spotlight, playing the guitar, and just those highlights floating around.
Okay, but in a big around,
that kind of thing.
Bayley moments just going around him, and
I will note that,
and then we stop.
Yeah.
On that picture I showed y'all, where her and Cesaro are interacting, but it looks like maybe there's something there.
Secret lovers. That's what we are. Yeah, that could be something, So, by the way, Tina and I did actually, when they were here a few years back, went to go see American Idiot, the musical at the Majestic. Really good. It's an entire musical around the American Idiot soundtrack. A few other songs from other albums, but at the very end, the cast all comes out with acoustic guitars, and they all sing a Good Riddance. When they're all taking their bows. It's a pretty cool moment.
And then real quick, just to finish it off, because I shared this with you on the group chat. Last week, after the Cesaro-Seth Rollins match, Cesaro got bloodied in the match, and I showed you the picture. They took a picture backstage of Cesaro looking mad, and Bayley's just turned around laughing at him. Mm-hmm. It's just perfect. That was
you know what? We keep joking about it, but they keep posting crap like that. I'm going to be like, okay, you two secretly like each other, and I've just not admitted it out loud.
In all seriousness, though, because I was checking something, because I was wondering if he was like, kind of like Jessica McKay, Billy Kay was, where he's actually been married a long time and just been real quiet about it. But I forgot, and you actually might know this. It's been long rumored that he has been dating. They've never been married, but Sarah Amato.
Yeah.
So I kind of forgot about that, but I don't know if it's true or not. But that's been a long-standing.
Oh yeah, now that is a rumor I've heard. Now the thing is, though, I haven't heard anything about that in a while, so I don't know if that's still the case, or because Bayley was engaged to Aaron Solo. They are not anymore. So
yeah. All right, Tommy, do you got something this week?
Yeah, I do.
All right, ready, set, and go.
First off, shout out to LIJ, Sonata, and Naito winning the IWGP tag titles from the Dangerous Tech Girls. What up? LIJ on top of the world right now. So yeah, that was awesome. But we mentioned the ROH Women's Tournament. Super excited for Roxy being in it. Texas, proud of her. But two of my other favorites are in it: Nicole Savoy and Trisha Dora, who I love both of them, and hopefully they go on the tournament, because I am still campaigning on Twitter, in case anyone who follows me even for a week knows, that they should have a match together in Texas. Cannot stress enough, in Texas. Fedora, Nikki Savoy, in Texas.
Paging Thunder Rosa. Yeah.
I have tagged every wrestling promotion in Texas I can think of, like, multiple times. Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas.
Tommy will be there.
New Mexico?
Texas.
You mentioned some of your favorites in the tournament. I know you also like Sumi Sakai. Sorry, she's wrestling Roxy first round. Screw you.
I know. I saw that. And I was like, look, when I saw the brackets, I was like, oh, cool, the brackets are... No! Why did you put them first?
Which, by the way, if you haven't gotten to see Roxy live, she's going to be at RCW in a couple weeks, wrestling Kiera Hogan. Just announced yesterday, I believe. So that's going to be a hell of a match. I'm actually looking forward, hopefully, to make it to that show to see it. But yeah.
I love Roxy's rise in wrestling is actually one of my favorites in recent years, because I remember just young kid getting on any show she could, just make with the crowd, and to go from that to probably one of the most premier up and coming talents lately is it's huge for her, and I'm super proud of her. She's been working hard for it, so it's like it's not like she just has it for no reason. She's absolutely earned it, so I'm proud of her.
Yep. All right. Let me see here. I have to mention a little bit of history that's happened recently, and some of y'all may not know this. Now, we all know who Rick Rude is. Hall of Famer.
Oh, I know what you're about to talk about. Yeah.
And he was very famous for something in the Monday Night Wars era. Do you guys know what that
Bobby Roode?
No. In the Monday Night Wars, he was the only wrestler to appear on Raw and Nitro in the same night. Well, it's happened again. If you get a chance, look up the name Kelsey Hunter, who appeared on Raw and AEW Dark in the same night. Sure, it's not Dynamite and Raw or Dynamite and SmackDown, but it is two competing companies, and you had a link there between the two of them appearing on the same show. So she is an indie wrestler, Kelsey Hunter, and she's made history as the first woman to do it. She was wrestling on AEW Dark, which was broadcast while Raw was going on, and she made appearances during the Lashley and MVP segments. So,
as one of the lovely ladies,
she's an indie wrestler, she was there. But it's still a cool piece of wrestling trivia. Rick Rude appeared for Raw and Nitro in the same night. Both companies. This was back when Raw was live and then taped the following week. And there you got Kelsey Hunter doing it in a modern day competition era. So congrats to Kelsey. This is a pretty cool thing that you can have under your resume. I think that's a pretty cool moment in wrestling.
I do want to say to all the haters who want to try and discredit that, screw you. Rick Rude didn't wrestle on either show either.
Yes.
So all he did was talk. He was only a manager. So yes, it counts. So screw you if you think she didn't deserve distinction.
How much you want to bet now that WWE is going to have like a you cannot have showed up on, or you cannot show up on AEW for 30 days if you come on a Hatchman talent, or
you're hiring indie wrestlers to give them catering and pay them in cash for a night's work. Yeah, good luck with that.
It's WWE, man.
You better be paying them for those 30 days is all I'm going to say.
My only thing with that is like, yeah, tell it to Fuego del Sol, because you could show up on AEW Dark once and suddenly become the most over thing on that show. So
all right, this weekend we got 2 big pay-per-views. Impact Slammiversary, Saturday, July 17th, 7 p.m. Central Time. There usually isn't a pre-show on this, and I don't think they're going to have one. It's from the Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, with fans in attendance, and it will be on Fight TV for $40. Sorry, this is not Impact Plus. It's straight $40, but, excuse me, as we've talked about, this is going to be well worth the money, especially with Ultimate X alone, to be honest with you. And then Sunday is WWE.
X is back.
I know. WWE Money in the Bank, Sunday, July 18th, 7 p.m. Central. Pre-show at 6 from the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. It will be on the Peacock Network in the U.S., WWE Network internationally. So, which, by the way, I do have a problem with WWE deciding to censor their own network and just decide to, we're just going to pull the Kevin Nash, Steve Austin thing for the hell of it. I don't know what's going on with that. They're quiet at pulling things. I'm like, what is going on? Did Nash say something? Who knows? But
no, it's just this thing I knew was going to happen when they went on Peacock. Is like they can't talk about certain things that did happen. Like I'm frankly surprised anything ECW and New Jack related is still there. If it's still there, if that hasn't gone already.
We'll know in about a month or so when the full library is supposed to be up by SummerSlam. So
you might want to go check season 3 of ECW because you never know.
That is so dumb. How do you have? Oh my God! Come on, just make an exception. Peacock adjust it a little bit.
I can't. Sorry,
I want to say this, and I want to say this honestly. When all that stuff a couple years ago with cancel the network, there were all those fans were like, "Oh, just cancel the network," blah blah. Like I never took it seriously, and I never really thought about it. I've thought about it with what it is on Peacock because it is just really bad, and it's not easy to go through. It's really disappointing. It really disappoints me as someone who loves to go back and rewatch old pay-per-views and stuff like this every now and then.
Yeah.
And I don't think they care about it enough to put a lot of effort into it unless numbers really start dipping on the overall subscription. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
because that was one of the things I was worried about when they went over there. I was like, they're not going to let a lot of that old stuff fly. It's just not going to,
I mean, it is what it. I mean, WWE even put the disclaimer on the stuff too. But you can parental control it. It's pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy to set up. I mean, we set up kids' profiles.
Pretty sure Peacock has R-rated movies. I'm just
yeah, there's a lot on there. You can limit what your kids watch. You can set the certain profiles up and put passwords on certain ones to where they have to stick to a profile. And if you don't want them to watch certain WWE content, you can limit that. It's pretty easy.
That's right. The censor really did win.
Yeah, in some ways, right? So, our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast. Chat along with us if you weren't able to join us live. If you're catching this on demand before Impact, before Slammiversary and Money in the Bank, let us know your thoughts on the matches, who you're picking, and what are you hoping to see. And then let us know on Twitter your thoughts on the shows after they air. We'll be back next week, probably at our usual Tuesday time slot, to be talking about recapping Slammiversary and Money in the Bank. Maybe. Oh, Mike, that's right.
May or may not be there.
Yeah.
Mike's about to take his own trip to the beach. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. We'll see if we have to adjust. We'll adjust. But it's gonna be a fun weekend watching Slammiversary and Money in the Bank. Crowds are back. It's starting to pick back up as things get back on the road, and I'm looking forward to it. So, guys, thanks again for your flexibility this week. Thank you everybody for watching later than usual. Good job there, guys. Mike, thanks for the help feeding the cats while we were gone for the week too. I do appreciate that as well.
And I told him it was in your house hacking your computer.
No, you weren't. I would have known.
Yeah, you would.
So.
There's. I'm just gonna throw this out on live broadcast. Someone who lives around you parked right in front of your house for the last couple days.
Next door neighbor. It's okay. It's Minnie. She's cool.
Just wasn't sure, man.
Yeah.
I was about to relive my high school lineman days and block sled it.
It is a small enough car, but yeah, no,
it was a compact. So
yeah, it's our next door neighbor. She's good. No, nothing to worry about there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us. We do appreciate it. For everyone that was able to join and leave some comments, it was a good time, always a fun time. So, yeah. For the WrestleCast, I'm JC, joined of course by Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
And Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
We'll catch you next week. Enjoy the weekend, guys.